what this is all about. Or is that how every generation feels in the midst of pain, like war brought on minds all around, you know, all around you, all around you now, all around you. I'm scared most of all. I'm scared that most the world doesn't care at all, or cannot care at all, doesn't care at all, or cannot care at all. All the ways it makes them feel too small, they can't care at all, at all. They can't care most the time, and I relate to that. I don't know the solution to you when all these bad things keep coming true. Coming true. Coming true like a breakthrough made in our minds, in our collective use of time. It keeps breaking through, keeps breaking through, me to you and you to me too. We keep breaking through. I can't change your mind. I can't change your mind. I can't change your mind. I can't even change mine. All I can do is sing to the world. All I can do is let my voice be heard, even if I don't know what I'm saying. Even if I don't know what if what I'm not saying, or what if what I'm saying is true. I don't know. Do you? You think you do, you think you do, you think you do, but I keep picking up all this confusion from you. You think you do, you think you do, you think you do, you think you do. I hear your anger, you put on me too. You put it on you, it erupts from you, and I hear you, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I do. says hate has no home here. If you can't see it, you probably can't. Good luck to all the struggling people, to all the people hurting. If that's you, good luck to you. Peace be with you. I've been attacked for love and light language, and I just want you to know that I believe in confrontation. So did Jesus, if you need that example. Flipping over things in a temple that didn't belong there, or whatever the story is, because I'm not that much of a Christian. I'm more of a mystic Christian, if that's such a thing. I try to talk to God every day, and mostly I try to listen. And I let my anger out on non-humans, because anger is violence, and it's fire, and it should be wielded responsibly. And that's what I believe, and you don't have to believe it. But I've never lived in an era with so much anger and so much easy access to spreading words and truths. And it has taken a massive toll on me to listen to the anger of my friends and acquaintances, and to not see them find solutions amidst it, but to just continue dumping anger into public spaces and forums and tell other people that they should be doing the same. I'm telling you, your solutions don't work for me, and I don't think they are solutions. I disagree wholeheartedly with your approach. I think anger is a sword, and it can be a light, but it needs to be used with great care. And if you choose not to use it that way, and you spread anger on a daily basis at the news, and I don't care what side you are on politically when you do so, then that's like being a child. And I can say that because I've been a child most of my life, and I'm still one, because it's very silly to just post thoughts and feelings like this on YouTube and make up songs. I'm very childlike too, so I don't think I'm better than you. But I guess I'm saying I hope you don't think you're better than me, just because you righteously express your anger on a daily basis. When I see it start solving problems, I'll applaud you. In the meantime, I think what you're doing is inadvertently spreading hate, and hate can't beat hate. Every wise leader throughout all of history has always taught that. Hate does not conquer hate, only love can. And if my love and light approach offends you, then I hope you will look elsewhere for your solutions, because I'm going to now, going forward, do that for myself. And I'm finally able to disbelieve in the many people that I have seen all around me spreading hate the last 3 years in the name of hate, hating hate. I've been witnessing it for years. I don't understand it, and I finally have words for it. Also, everyone that I see who speaks that way claims that they want things that I don't believe hate can lead to, things that I don't believe anger can lead to. I think we're all in a collective grief process, and we are all experiencing it differently. I wish you the best in your understanding of this collective grief that we're all going through in quarantine, but also in the news, in politics, in horrible and fast-paced changes that are happening in the world that I don't have words for, and I don't have wisdom to defend. Alright, well, there's a ramble. I guess that's a pretty sad sounding one, and maybe I should say something like, hey, but, keep being you. And sorry, I had a rough day, to be very honest. I just wrote a song called No Words, and I posted it on my Bandcamp within an hour of making it.
I've been just feeling a lot of PTSD flare-ups from the news cycle this week. This is the week of George Floyd's murder. If I decide not to upload this for a long time, that's what this is. And all of the white people either being silent or raging online, and honestly both feel unhelpful. I just don't know. I feel like some are raging, sharing all these white focused posts, and then coming back and saying, oh, whoops, that was a huge mistake. And some black people that I know pointed that out to me. Either way, it's pulling focus. It's much bigger than me. This whole thing is so big that I almost don't feel like I should even speak about it, like right now. And I don't think I should. So please, if this is of interest to you, please go read literature written by black folks and don't listen to anything I say. But I'm just grieving because humanity is very lost right now, and I'm very upset on a regular basis. And I don't think that serves you, and it doesn't serve me. And so when I can get my guilt out of the way, which is the main thing that flares up, second to the PTSD, during times like this in history, when I can get my guilt out of the way, I can get back into a space where I can be of use to maybe you, maybe me, to music, to at least a few people in my family, whatever small ways that we can contribute something to the world. But I don't contribute anything to the world when I am, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a social justice warrior. And I guess I'm stating that in my view, I am seeing social justice warriors doing as much harm as they are doing good. And that is upsetting for me because I don't like calling out my acquaintances or friends. But this is my own private channel and none of them are probably watching it. So it is what it is. All right, well, I'm pulled over in a cute little neighborhood and I've seen people of like 6 different races, and I live in a tiny Midwestern town and everyone always acts like this town I live in is so white, and this little pocket is not, and I don't know. I can't fix this world. I can't even barely make a dent. I can't do anything. Maybe you can't either, and maybe we should all be wrestling with our own futility. Like, me ranting makes people who maybe also already have big hearts realize their own futility against people who have no heart and are cruel and abusive. And I've spent my life around abusive people, and this part of my life is not to be around an abusive person. And the whole reason I'm so uncomfortable politically is because that person reminds me of abusers that I've known. If the world doesn't want to listen to someone like me who's lived with so much abuse, physical, mental, emotional, sexual, spiritual abuse, I am telling you that confronting your abuser does not, I'm sorry, go ahead and try, world. Go ahead and try. But that's why I'm all about the Care Bear stare. Because your abuser, if you yell at your abuser, you will get your neck smacked. You will get your... I'm not saying that's any... Not connected. That was a neck reference related to myself and not related to what is happening in the world. Confronting an abuser, unless you have some sort of large cage or something so that they can't do anything to you and they have no weapons, like, how does confronting an abuser lead to peace? Can you tell me? Because all I've ever seen is walking away from an abuser. Laughing at an abuser, maybe. No, that doesn't work. I'm telling you, you just have to get away from them. And then some of them still come after and murder your whole family. And I have known someone who lost their son that way. I'm not trying to be terrifying. I just have known people who die. Or, I don't know. Where is this leading? Tell me. Tell me where hatred leads to anything but war. Tell me where confronting and being confrontational with a madman leads to anything but war. There's just this naivete in this social justice warrior thing that is like, I just don't know who is being helped. I don't see who is being helped. And I'm not saying just let tyrants win then, but I don't think this is the right strategy. Like, I'm sorry. It's like Facebook is very untested. The idea that we would just spread hate and yelling and anger wildly and violently all over each other and think that that will create solutions. Like, this is untested territory. It's not working. Because everybody's listening except for the people who are continuing to be abusive. Everybody's listening. We're all on high alert. Our PTSD is up here. We're all ranting. Or I'm not anymore, but I was. And so we're on high alert except for the abusers who are like straight up laughing. So I'm not telling you not to express yourself. Please feel free to express yourself, but there's this guilt that is circulating. I've read it in so many ways. It's not just about racism. I've read it on almost every topic. White silence equals violence, that's one of them. I've read it on every topic that is currently discussed in the social justice way. I'm reading it everywhere, and it is this idea that if when something comes up in the world, the Me Too movement, everything, that if you are silent, you are complicit. And I am telling you that may have been true in a non-Facebook era, but what I'm seeing in a Facebook era is something very different. And I don't know. I swear it's like it's almost giving the abusers power because we're all staring at it. Attention, focus, that's power. If you gave me 10 million followers right now, I would have power. If everyone stared at me, then this moment of me talking would be the exact same thing if I have 100 followers or 10 million. I'd be saying the same things, but my words would carry a lot more weight if I had 10 million, did I say? 10 million followers than my 96 followers that I have right now. These words don't carry much weight because I'm not affecting very many people. Now, ripple that out. Like, think it through. If you encourage everyone around you to share and amplify these voices and raise up that anger and raise the anger until millions of people are listening to this conversation about abusers, then we are amplifying staring at abusive people. And doesn't that, I'm speculating, but I think that's what abusers want. And in my experience with abusers, that is what they wanted. They wanted me to stay and pay attention to them and generate that energy with them and generate that interaction with them. And the more I yelled, the more they felt on stage. The more I raged back at them when they raged at me, the more I stood my ground and yelled in their face, the more they screamed back and verbally abused me. I yelled in their face logic, do you not see what you're doing to me? And they yelled back the C word, the B word, all these things. And the more I put my energy on abusers, the more power they had. How do we not all see this collectively? The more you put your energy on them, the more power they have. It's what our president is exploiting. We're all paying attention. And that gives that person power. That's what power is attention. I'm so frustrated. So if you want to take your power back, when you hear people tell you that you are complicit, if you don't amplify anger and amplify hate and hate along with the people who are hating, and you don't join in the hatred of hate, and then people tell you that you are being complicit and that you are as bad as Nazi sympathizers, then you have to somehow find the strength inside yourself that says that's not true. That says I am trying to take a breath, like a cooling breath, and like light another path with my time, with my intention, with my focus. I am trying to, maybe you're like a nun type like me and you want to like pray and send out as many positive vibes as you can for healing and peace on earth. If that's you, don't be fooled by people who are not like you, because I have been fooled for 3 years when people who are not like me were borderline raging online or in groups about the injustices in the world, and everything in my body said this is not healing, this is not helping. And then there was this whole concept about tone policing. I am tone policing you. I am, because I am telling you that your tone changed me and made me less able to generate any positive energy, any non-PTSD type symptoms. And so if you experience someone like me as tone policing you by telling you this, then my only alternative is to walk away from you. And if what you say as I'm walking away is, well, then you're as bad as the Nazi sympathizers because you're turning your back on this, then all I can say to you is peace and love and bless you and good luck. Because what you are doing and bringing into the world through what I believe is your ignorance, which is attending to abusers, attending to evil, attending to horrifying things that are happening, and giving them power through your constant negativity focus on it. As you do that, and you give that power, that's your choice. And I'm not going to make that choice, and I am not a Nazi sympathizer. And I have been in PTSD flare-up all week, and all I've thought about is specifically George, not all the other people's opinions of how I should or shouldn't react, but specifically his neck and everybody else who I feel feeling a collective horrifying pain for the death that he had to endure. And that's my gift, or my approach, is to just bear the grief. To just bear that grief in the world and feel it all in my skin, in my body, feel it all. And then cry it out in a piano song and then try to let it go, because this grief, this evil is happening everywhere. Like, you want to focus on that? What about all the countries where people are being murdered and slaughtered and neglected? Like, really? Is this the hole we're going down? When are you going to breathe? And then I see those same people talking about mental health breaks that they always are needing. My approach to life is a way of trying to have mental health breaks. But you're calling it a Nazi sympathizer on me. Every time you need a mental health break, are you a Nazi sympathizer by ignoring what's going on in the world? Every time you need a mental health break, are you suddenly evil because you can't commit to a nonstop level of social justice? It's unsustainable. It is what abusers want. They want your attention, they want your anger, they want your generating of this energy, and they want your power on them, given to them, through your eyes, through your vision, through your voice. And they're taking it, and they are laughing at you, and they are abusing you, and that's what they do. It's power. It's power, it's attention, it's light, it's energy. I'm going to focus my energy, other than this video, where I believe I should focus my energy, and you are no longer powerful enough to tell me that I am not allowed to focus it elsewhere. You are no longer allowed, well, you can, you will end these rants with, and we all need to step up. Not why you need to step up, but you're going to end these rants with, and we all need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. You need to get up and stand up and fight, and if you don't, white silence equals violence. And maybe I'm just deeply misunderstanding the whole issue, but I have been listening for years, and if I am deeply understanding the issue, then I want the space to be wrong. And I want to have conversations that are not just spewing hate. I understand that I have deep privilege through being white. I really do. But literally just yesterday, someone shared a post all about, I'm privileged because this, I'm privileged because this, I'm privileged because this. I can go walking, I can go birding, I can go jogging. And they put all these hashtags for people who passed away. And then they, the very next day, apologized and said that their black friends said that this was not okay to have shared that post. So it's like, I don't want to pull the you can't win. I absolutely don't mean that. I just think we really don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to help. But this sharing the first thing that comes across your page and shouting from the rooftops every thought that comes into your head, what I'm doing right now, it's like, it's not helping. This is me kind of drawing a line for myself. Like, I am making a boundary. Imitating these people who have taken that approach has not served me. It has not served you. I have been misled, and I have misled you, perhaps. Social justice is flawed unless it's nonviolent. And words can be violent. Otherwise, there wouldn't be such thing called verbal abuse. Disclaimer, this is just my opinion, and it's really disclaimer number 2, this is just my opinion today. Also, I've been in therapy so many times in my life, and I see people unilaterally talking about therapy, and it's like, sometimes it helped me, and other times it blew up my whole family. And all times it left me feeling very raw and very vulnerable, and it cost a lot of money, and then I had no support in between sessions. And so it is not unilaterally helpful. So I'm going to make a little pitch. The only thing that has ever saved me is spirituality. And whether that's law of attraction videos, or the power of now, or a church, or a Bible, or a 12-step group, the literal only thing that has ever saved me is spirituality mixed with people who can have conversations about it. And if that's too passive to you, then we are not on the same team. And I appreciate if you get something out of me, but you disagree with me. No need to put it in the comments. We are not the same. I understand that this is not for everyone, what I'm talking about. The same way I would hope that you would understand that I'm happy to live and let live, and you do your thing and I'll do my thing, and you know, I don't know. We'll see who wins. I'm just kidding. I don't think it's a winner. I really just think that hate creates more hate, creates more hate. And as that little sign says, hate has no home here. That includes, you can't then also hate Christians. You can't even really hate abusers. I'm just telling you how abusers work. I don't hate my own abusers. I really don't. My hand is not trembling as I say that. Oh, there it is. No, it's actually true. I don't hate my own abusers. Actually, one of them I don't hate at all. The other one I find, yeah, he's a terrifying human being. He squeezed my hand so hard one time at this little thumb pit, and then walked away from me, and as I walked after him, he said, "Why are you chasing me into the woods? I could kill you in there." And I was at a school for piano performance, a music conservatory, and he squeezed my thumb pit so hard that I think he did burst something. Abusers don't really have a conscience. If you've ever listened to my trigger warning EP, that person was the worst person that I'm talking about on there, and I do like to call out his name so that nobody, his name, yeah, I always say his name, Chaz Mitchell. Go ahead and avoid him. Terrifying human being. Threw my head into the ground so many times. I'm sure I had brain damage from him. Seriously, abusers, you can't reason with it. You can't argue with it. You can't yell at it. You can't talk it through. You can't They might apologize and be the most warm and fun-loving person and take you to a bed and breakfast. It's not fixable. Abusers are abusive. It's mental illness. And if they don't go get help, and if you don't have a reason to lock them up, it's not fixable. And it's certainly not fixable by attending to them. I guess stronger people than me would somehow take them to court. I wasn't even talking openly about this for like 15 years and attracted other abusive people after that person. But yeah, I guess if you are the type of person who has the strength to like get them off the street and somehow into prison or a mental institution like for life, without a fear that they would then come after you when they get out or come after people you love, then please do it. I don't have that kind of strength. I have so much PTSD in my life. I've lived more adult years being abused than I have lived being not abused. I'm almost close to passing that. But I've been more abused than I've been not abused since being an adult. One thing I asked this person is that this person who was sharing things that were really triggering for me on social media is that I don't understand, as a person who's survived all this trauma, how I'm supposed to take it when they shame you and guilt you and say you should be doing more, and their response is that they weren't talking to people who are trauma survivors. And what I can't understand now is then why isn't that in there? If you're just talking to everyday people living happy, fun lives and having barbecues and going on vacations and owning boats, then why aren't you putting that in there? Why are you making the people who are already on your side feel terrible about themselves, like they're not doing enough? Especially the ones who are broken and have issues like I do. Like, I've been so traumatized, and yet I refuse to cling to terms like mental illness because it doesn't work for me, and I'm not on meds. I just use creativity as a way to move through these things. And other people I know, they are on meds, and that's good for them. I just don't understand why we who have similar views are shaming each other. Please stop. Please. Can we please find a common enemy and put them in prison? Or something? Alright, well, there's my rant for the day or the week or the month. I haven't been doing these, but my skin looks weird to me. Kind of cool, but kind of weird. I know I'm starting to look so different, like old. I'm also not wearing any makeup. But like, I hope you knew I would age. I think we all age. I've released like 35 things on my Bandcamp. I've been making music for like 15 years, so I hope it's okay that I'm aging, even though I'm not famous, even though I'm not anybody in the world. It's just kind of what happens, in case you didn't know. So in case you're being hard on yourself for how you look, maybe try making YouTube videos with no makeup on and just get over yourself. Just kidding. Do you? I don't care. I'm just rambling. This is me by myself with a phone, trying to figure out what I believe so I can become what I am, or so I can learn what I'm not. I wish I didn't have such a dumb brain that needs to do stuff like this and I could just know who I am and hold on to it. But that's why I have my sister and my boyfriend and other people who help me see when I'm just imitating other people's beliefs. That's why I'm so angry about this belief, because this has been a ghost in my head for like 3 years, ever since Trump got elected. Alright, there, it was like a cat hair. Alright, I'm going to hold my own beliefs now, and I hope you're able to hold yours, even if you just listen to mine, and mine aren't the same as yours. Deep breath, everybody. Bye.